The nonary game.
Hello! How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Oh god. I'm eating some Takis right now. You could kill a peasant child with these things. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But my god. Like, Jesus Christ. These things are potent. And I like spicy food, but my god, these things are ridiculous, and they're great. I fucking love them. Anyway, we're back. No god, it's actually making my nose run. Oh, I don't have any tissues around. Oh god, now I'm just gonna deal with it. Hold on just a second. Okay. Yeah, we're playing the nonary game. Again, Zero Escape. I would like this to be the last stream of this. Supposedly, there's no way in hell that's happening. Hold on while a motorcycle goes past my house. Shut the fuck up! Okay, cool. We're good. The biker listened to me and turned off his bike and then crashed. I'm just kidding. He drove away, because that's how bikes work. This will not be the last stream of this. God damn it. I did not expect the DS game to push like 18 hours of gameplay, because that's what it's going to be if we do 6 streams. Hello, Trey. I'm going to eat another Taki. These things are good. And sometimes you get like an above average one that just has a stupid amount of powder on it. Super good. Try not to think about what they're going to do to my gastrointestinal tract, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. Let's play the nonary game. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so a little bit of issue with the nonary game right now. I need to reload the game because since I did not use my controller immediately, it is decided that I'm never allowed to use my controller ever. Because the port of this game is kind of doo-doo. I'm liking this game, I really am. But again, I'm kind of surprised that maybe it's a good thing that it's 18 hours. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. But I thought I'd done pretty well in the puzzles. Whatever. Rip my intestines, here goes another Taki. And I'm washing it down with seltzer water. I'm really liking seltzer water. Get at me. No, it's just this long, especially when you read it all out loud. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe the streamer angle is not one to really be accommodated. I gotta mess with my setup a little bit. I do not have my shit together right now. So I hope you are enjoying yourself. Oh, did you guys see what was making the runs on Twitter today of Diet Hatsune Miku? It's great. Why the fuck? Come on, gamepad. Work. There we go. Alright. We are going to... Yes, we're gonna load from there. And I don't really... And I forget where we are. Where are we right now? Wait, we're here? Oh wait, did I plan on going this way? Okay. So the goal of this stream is to attempt to get every single entry. Am I gonna need to do every single escape room again? I'm not gonna need to do every single escape room. Okay, but it says this is all locked. What if I were to just go to the end? Like, I'm here right now on this novel symbol. I can jump to the keys. Okay. Pocket watch, I guess.
Oh, pocket watch.
He spun around and found Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket
Hey,
watch.
man. What are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
Not a problem.
Well, not a problem, but... That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace. I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone.
Okay.
There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. I'm a little desperate to send him back, quick. He has to leave.
Ace opened his mouth again, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
Oh, I see. Of course.
He looked Junpei over. Then glanced at Clover.
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
So something will be different in this room from the first time you were here and when Clover got the axe and so you went through different doors. Junpei's eyes widened and then he put up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
No, it's not like that.
What's it like then?
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story.
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
Right.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
Okay. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay?
I guess that's fair.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise. So...
Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung from her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
Junpei, who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
You're right. So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who?
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Well, technically it's possible.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got it. Let's do that then.
Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms in thought. I mean, it would have to be... If it's only 2 people, it would have to be Seven and Santa. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root with 3? Be Santa and 7.
Would it be Santa and 7? The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers?
If it was 2 of them.
What's wrong?
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it.
I thought about it, and...
He told her in his conclusions.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Well, what other possibilities?
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat, admit defeat when Clover
Are
spoke.
you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people?
Well, let's go through
I
the options.
don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Clover put out her hand expectantly.
Yeah, here.
Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook. I wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 2 plus 1, 3, 6 equals 12. 2 plus 1 plus 5, all these, yes.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones.
Oh,
Junpei,
yeah?
I can trust you.
Well, I know it wasn't me.
Of course.
Unless
Why
something
would you
really
need to ask
fucking
that?
weird is going on.
Really?
Yeah,
So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E.
So, it has to, at a minimum, be Santa. Yeah.
Wait, it can't be A.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
And Ace. Well, I'm saying, like,
sure.
if you consider the... Between... I was thinking about the one with Santa and 7. If we consider Santa and 7 one of the possibilities, Santa is in every single one.
I bet my life on it.
Okay then. I can cross off A too, right?
Yeah,
Well, what have we got left?
E.
But that seems too roundabout. That seems way too roundabout, because why would... You wouldn't need to get Ace and Clover on side. Like, if Santa was trying to convince people... Or if... Like, say Santa or 7, unless it's one of their other ideas.
Do you know what this means?
Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together.
Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right?
That's a good point.
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act concerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And it's not possible for me to go into a room with 7 and Santa to verify this, because that would be the 5 door, which we already did.
Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7.
That's how it looks.
But why would they do it?
There was a moment of silence.
Their motive.
He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
Have I interrupted something?
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
Okay, this is a pretty long, thing. He turned on his heel and walked back towards the wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, then followed Ace.
What did you want to talk about?
Ace looked at Junpei and smiled. Perhaps more of a smirk than a smile.
There was something I wanted to check.
Yeah? What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, and this is when he takes out the paper.
Hey, what the hell are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm just checking.
No, stop!
Yeah, yeah, here he did that.
Just as I thought. What exactly? You well, I managed to get through the number.
Then...
Oh, simple curiosity.
Yeah. Okay. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand and he knew it. He could feel his stomach beginning to tense.
Damn.
Okay. Oh, there's multiple things here. Check the captain's quarters. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that.
It looks like there's something on the cover. ALLICE. All ice. Alice. Does this mean... What the hell is this?
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
Of course. I can't.
What the hell?
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It wasn't just 1 or 2 pages that were covered in strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them.
Whoa, the whole thing's like that.
Oh, because now we have information. Okay. He made to close the file, and something fell out.
Huh? What's this?
He bent down and picked it up.
Oh, a key card.
So I guess that's where the replayability comes from. Yeah, definitely the... Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing why the flowchart is kind of deceptive. Not minor criticism, but not how I would have chosen to convey the information with just a key?
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
It's the Uranus symbol. Get it right, Ace.
Something's bottom deck light.
So it would say.
Bottom deck. Oh. 7 said something like...
Oh. Oh, we need to go find
Alice
Alice.
sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic.
Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck, and the forest of knowledge is the library?
Yeah.
Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
But why do I care?
What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts. Oh yeah, no one likes the 999 part flowchart. Oh, this isn't how it is in the original game? Oh, okay. The Voyager one didn't have one. I think you had to start from the beginning each time. Oh. Well, that sucks. I mean, it's just weird. It's just like... Wait, hold on.
Yeah. I just...
Is that so? What about?
I can't.
Well, don't laugh, okay?
There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts, and he began to explain this theory to Ace. Then he stopped. He knew it wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be, so he told Ace everything June had told him. You can steal snip text you've already seen through. Gotcha.
The Egyptian priestess.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster, they called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire.
Oh, whoops. I didn't
According
mean
to
skip that.
Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
And you think that he hid her in a small room, beyond the library on the bottom deck?
But what does this have to do with fucking anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
A game theory. Ace stared off into the distance, his hands slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his Brows drew together.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term Cass?
Junpei, have you ever heard of Ligma?
Cass.
The trick is remembering what knowledge Junpei knows in which timeline and what he doesn't. Oh god.
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. Cass, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is super cooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form.
Ah,
It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
that was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an
Are you
eyebrow.
saying that Alice was frozen using that Cass thing?
In 1917?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility.
Is that what
The
they did to
special
Disney?
ice
Walt
you
Disney?
call Ice 9 does indeed exist. And Cass were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities.
Oh, so we're gonna resurrect an Egyptian queen?
The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature.
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable.
What? Why do I care, though?
But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
What?
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yeah. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
Junpei thought for a second.
Nobody.
After Santa and Lotus used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. But what about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time?
I don't.
A person like that would know the ship well.
So So obviously, the best explanation of this is an ancient Egyptian queen.
They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors.
Sure.
The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
A game theory. This is ridiculous.
All ice. Is she really somewhere on the ship?
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand.
Maybe this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll come back to this later.
Oh. He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. Okay. And then monitor.
Huh.
Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens around the bottom had each a single letter, spelling out, remember what... what do we know about Egyptian pharaohs who wake up in the modern day? First thing... I guess that's, yeah. I love Yu-Gi-Oh!
Zero, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured towards the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Clover shook her head
There's
weakly.
no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Or an ancient Egyptian queen!
Yeah. Right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero. Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course, the bracelet with a 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is Zero right here. This dead body is Zero. Isn't that kind of fishy?
You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that.
No, that's not the point. So I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder. I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking around with a 0 bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it!" Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why?
Why?
Like I said, he's mocking us.
What is triggering this cutscene, though?
Too
I'm
bad,
curious.
suckers. This isn't Zero. Where's the real me then? See if you can catch me. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles.
That's really twisted. But it almost seems kind of childish.
Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me.
Junpei bent down next to the corpse.
All right, let's get back to the point.
The previous conversation of familiarity, Clover and Junpei. Okay, that makes
Who killed
sense.
this man?
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is.
Why would I?
Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought.
We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is.
Oh, so I needed this.
Give me a hand here, Clover.
So I needed this familiarity to check his corpse?
We gotta
Alright.
flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets?
Clover didn't move.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it.
Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his
Here
own.
we go.
He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually, Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did,
Huh?
something fell from the man's left wrist.
Hey, it's the...
Bracelet with 0 on the face.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. More likely, which is 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confine of the ship, or the paraxatic mirror's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
It's still on.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, what? Junpei stared at the
This
bracelet.
man... He's dead, isn't he?
Huh?
No, it's just...
Oh, okay,
I
never
guess I
mind.
didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead.
Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out that he's dead.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. Well, he looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though.
Not a good joke.
I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kinda has it better, you know?
Skip the small talk, Junpei.
Dying from a bomb going off inside of you, I mean, that's just... Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin.
Again, stop it!
I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. And...
Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology, but could hardly atone for what he had done. But he tried anyway.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I
Wait a
really
second.
don't know what I was thinking. I mean...
Wait a second. I did actually think of something. Before that... Wait. I remember thinking to myself, very, very early in the game, is Snake missing an arm? And I didn't think it, and I thought it for like a split second, and then I just ignored it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm?
Arm?
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, but... I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him. There's no way I was gonna see the details.
Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Junpei thought back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Clover is baby, yes.
And he had a broken bone, right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me!
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm.
No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
Clover? What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Suddenly, she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
Thank you.
It was close to the last thing he expected to hear.
What are you...
Junpei had no idea what just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there, confused.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms.
Hey, what's going on with you?
I'm sorry, it's just... I'm so happy!
Why?
The body in the shower room, it isn't his! It isn't my brother!
Huh?
It's not Snake!
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
No, you should. It's relevant. Junpei decided to be prudent not to press her for any more information. What?! If she did not wish to tell him, she clearly certainly had a reason for doing. What do you fucking mean? It's clearly really important! Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
But he's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
I'm so glad.
Huh?
Junpei, you were right.
Huh?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
That's...
So that graphic description of the body in the narration was important. God damn it. It's a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me...
Yeah.
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room.
Oh, if you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Oh.
Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Huh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. And now I'm over here. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry.
Yeah, he did. Did I, say something wrong?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news, I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Oh, shit!
Subjects?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago, with my brother and me. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa, okay, time out.
Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out.
Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded.
All right, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Morphogenetic fields.
Yes, I do. He did! And this realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
Junpei, that is not how Zero Escape works. Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
Oh, that would've been fucking relevant.
What?
The nonary game.
And you didn't bother to tell us this why?
9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What do the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here?
Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
Huh.
Junpei felt a sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was...
The sound of door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around.
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you.
Ace!
You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long.
Ace glanced down at the floor. At the corpse, covered in blood.
At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something?
No! I need to figure this shit out!
I'm having a little trouble, and I could really use your assistance. Come on. It'll only take a moment.
Am I gonna get axe murdered? With that, he turned and walked back towards the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, and then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
We don't have time for that!
Huh?
We got like 3 hours left! Oh, Jesus Christ. Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling.
Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up.
Oh my god. I'm trying really hard to get you to live, Junpei. Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. Okay, so I can move on now. So now I can do this, and that will unlock this, correct? They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out like a... in front of Junpei for a bit. Actually, I'm gonna skip a bunch of
Alright. That's the next... Wait!
Yeah, why'd I get a map interior? Alright, whatever.
I see.
Well, that was... I should keep... Hey,
Oh wait, she
damn
still
it.
grabs...
What the hell?
She still grabs the axe.
Clover!
Huh?
What the hell are...
Nothing.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
What
she
the
still...
hell is that?
What?
You've got
Oh, a note.
a note?
Yeah, I found it said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
What?
The hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice.
Junpei, Clover, what are you two doing? Hurry up.
Okay, she didn't
He's
have...
getting mad.
He didn't have an axe. Clover shrugged.
I'll show it to you later, all right?
Alright.
Come on, we gotta hurry.
Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off along the stem of the L. A note. A note. The notary game. Junpei was just curious. But there was something else that bothered
From
him.
the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note. Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince him that it would make sense later, and ran off after Clover. I guess this is different. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
The big stairs. Just like it says on the map.
It was not just what he expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map to himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He pushed his hand onto the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover.
June's face was excited. Something had happened that much Junpei couldn't tell by simply looking at
What's
her.
up?
Given their situation, she was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it.
Oh yeah,
Found
but they
what?
found the 9 door.
We found it.
What did you find?
The last door. We found door 9.
What?
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy, we finally made it.
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they had really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably
We've
was.
reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mix of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door.
Yeah, but what if we just spam the 0 key over again and over
Seven
again?
of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people.
Come watch SubSeed 77 get morphogenetic field blinded. Fielded blind. Okay.
Is there a way?
Yes, there is a way. You just spam the 0. You just have the 2 people pair up that are... Okay, so Snake is somehow alive. Go find him. Take 2 people with the 0 and put them all together, and then they just run out. They don't need to verify it because there is nothing. You're just out. It doesn't matter anymore. And then the last 4 people could all go together to make something that has a digital root of 9, and then you're good. Well, we have 8 people, so you go in groups of 4. It's fine.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
There might be a dead, there's no way for them to know. I guess. But still, the 0 would still work.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. Come on, where are you, Talus and Jaffe? As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. Seven grabbed a hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow, and eventually to the number 6 that you 2 found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
Oh, God.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah.
But that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way...
They had been walking for a while. June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
You know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Thanks, Santa.
Huh?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital root?
9. It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
That's a good point.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind.
Aww.
That's why we went looking for you guys.
Did he cry too?
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you.
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps Junpei has sensed... Perhaps June has sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
Yeah, but Clover and Santa are also accusing this man of murder right now.
Is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when he got axe murdered. Seven suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of them stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Wait, what? Junpei couldn't see Seven's face, but he could see
There's
him
no
nod.
other place for us to go.
Nope.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna
look
say.
around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
It looked as though Seven was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
He pulled the door, opened the door, and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. There's the 9 door. It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing, made of red paint. The door it decorated sat in the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it. Guys.
9 door.
Guys. Hey, Junpei. Have you ever heard of Sudoku? Sudoku? It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. It displayed read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9.
Okay, now start doing basic math.
Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back, and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one. Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. There was no mistaking the number. If any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too! That means... And of course it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook it, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Check the map! Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
He said seek a door.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right?
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
Yeah, we can't do it.
Yeah, here.
We gotta find Snake.
Look at this.
Clover opened the notebook on a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9.
Yeah.
The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people.
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind. Right?
Yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving such a difficult math problem. Ah yes, basic math.
No way.
Can Snake show up? The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were
Come
blank.
to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him.
what is this room?
It's a chapel. The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. I mean, we got the Uranus key. Maybe we gotta go there. Maybe we gotta go there to find Santa. 2 rows of wooden pews filled the most of the
It
room.
looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending in the door that pointed toward the stern of the bone. At the end of the carpet...
Is that an altar?
Oh shit, is that where the girl is? It was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin. A coffin. A coffin. A coffin.
A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor in his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet?
Wh-
Fine, let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
You could do 5. Yeah, probably. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look. Oh,
If
no!
you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way.
Oh,
One combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here, I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that.
Oh.
Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am.
7.
I'll stay behind.
7.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Because it makes sense. Lotus was the first to speak. That, in and of itself, was a little strange. She had reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
Okay, so I guess we all go boom.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied.
Oh, shit.
Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, he's kind of right. It does make the most sense to... Notice that Santa hasn't spoken up. It totally makes the most sense if there's only gonna be one... Like, let's sacrifice 3 people or 1. It's the trolley problem. Like, simple as that. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you... agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No, those are my orders.
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
Santa, what the fuck?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... He's got a gun.
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
God fucking damn it. The shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa suddenly changed in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her template.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth has Santa possibly found a gun? Santa's got a gun. Santa's got the gun, Merry Christmas. Seven spoke, almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Damn it!
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face as he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't do so much as flinch. The corner of his lips twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded, and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly, and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands on the red.
Yep, that was what Santa meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen, like a deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wood splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real, and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Santa, you're being really mean this year. Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
Guys, if we don't believe in him, he'll disappear. That's how it worked, right?
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheeks twitched, almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch. You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flex's spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, and then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
All right, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seems as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild, and her chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know, but you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of. No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders.
Please.
And pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step, and another. They turned around, and Junpei nodded.
Go.
All right.
Fine.
Ace and Lotus turned around again, and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right. Now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl.
But the clover!
Red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head, and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand into the scanner panel. The fourth asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei can almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. And then they gotta go! The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well.
Later.
After exactly 9 seconds, this door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arm to the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything, to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. Hydrate! He stood in front of the door and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
I thought about June, about Akane Kurishiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat, that was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when a noise echoed through the room. On something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Oh,
Quiet.
is Snake in the coffin? Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She pulled one finger on her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. Snake in the fucking coffin. 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
Snake in a coffin, what will he do?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength.
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Another one?
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to
Isn't
be.
there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
A password Junpei doesn't have. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Oh, so am I actually not able to be continued? Okay, so I have to go somewhere else to get the passcode. I mean, I was just gonna guess 457, but... Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. Are you just gonna give up just like that? What the fuck is happening? What is happening? Why is this slice of life anime happening? Okay. 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 But how am I supposed to know? So the only way to get out is knowing something from another path that couldn't actually happen. I mean, we got 90 minutes, just go there and go 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Like, just you have an actual lock. I guess we go here. Oh, actually, wait, scratch that.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Okay, should I go somewhere else first? If the intention is for me to go down this path. Okay, so this is all known. Door 5. So you want me? So if I just want to go in door 5. That's a 4-door.
Let's make sure we've got this straight. Those going to door me 7 and those go loaded 8 and we're okay.
Okay, so this
No problem.
Yes. Let's do it. All right then. The lever's all that's left.
just pop in there and refresh. Okay. So then excuse me. So then where should I go? I'm trusting Dapple to walk me through this just so I can, like, get more endings. Oh, just pop in there and refresh. So the only thing that I remember is that there was, in door 5, there was something in the, there was that safe that that wasn't open. It was still there. So, am I able to now open... So, if I were to go back here, would I? Well, I don't... Okay. I remember that there was that safe. But... So, 4, 7, and 1 lead to coffin ending. Ugh. The only thing of note in the 5-door was the only thing that mattered in there was the safe that wasn't open. But I don't know how to tell Junpei, the visual novel character, to go there. I don't know how, like, I can't just move his ass to go there and check. So I need to figure out 5, 8, something will lead somewhere else. Okay, then.
Are you ready?
Okay, and what was in door 8? Door 8 was the coding thing, and then the lab. No, it was just the lab. What happened that mattered in here? Welcome to Ichichi Koshi games where the player knows more than the protagonist. I guess that makes sense. So what was significant in here? Just that... The only thing that I can really remember was that we figured out that I would replay doors 5 and 8. So, that's so annoying, though. That's so annoying. Ah! Okay. Okay, maybe it was the discussions that they had. What were the discussions that they had, though? He taught me how to play Baccarat. But there were no choices to make. And I'm also not getting any keys. That's the thing. Like, okay, so like I click on the 5 door and it's like, okay, this is...
Let's make sure we've got this straight.
Okay, so that's that. And then you gotta replay door 8. Fine, I'll replay door 8. I'll replay door 8.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
Alright, so what happened in here?
It's open.
Yeah, go, go,
Okay.
go.
Hurry!
Go. Wait, go. Go into door 5, like, into the escape room.
June.
Like this, the first class cabin, or the casino? Just the first class cabin? Oh wait, there was... Oh, there... I'm trying to think what happened in this room. Okay, I'm trying to think of, like, what were the stupid, pointless fucking conversations. Okay, now pop into the casino. Okay. And then I could go into door 8. What does that matter, though? I literally can't remember the conversations we had when we went into door 5.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall...
It's open.
Okay.
Hurry!
June.
Jumpy.
What the hell are you doing?
There's nothing in the cabinet except Snake being gay if you click the bed enough time.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Also, speaking of gay, Dapple, I saw what you retweeted today regarding Persona 5. You can't be retweeting that shit. You're gonna spoil it for me. Think of somebody else besides yourself when
What
you
an unpleasant girl.
tweet. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I bet she's not very.
Ugh.
Oh, it's a.
Alas,
Oh, that does.
me.
Junpei.
It's not much of a spoiler.
Please.
It's not much of a spoiler. It just gives me something to look forward to in the game. Because what am I gonna do? Like, actually do my job?
maybe-
No, I'm gonna be on Twitter all day.
What the hell? It's kind of.
Listen,
Ooh.
it's-
I mean. Wait. What is she?
If you didn't think there'd be gay things in
Are
a
you-
Persona game, that's on you.
You've been-
There's
Well,
not
well,
much gay shit in Persona 3,
Yeah.
because, and there's
What
not much gay shit in Persona
Hey, hold
4
on.
from what I remember because they wrote it out. Oh, there's no gay shit in Persona 3 the game because you barely interact with Ryoji. Not, or
Fine up. You'll never do it on your own.
Ryuji. My bad, not Ryoji, Ryuji.
Damn it! No,
If it is,
just Lotus.
Alright, let's see if I can remember what to tell her. Okay, grab the computer cords. Okay, so do you think I have to replay the entire thing? For this one, I probably should. All right. I forget. Hey, take the ethanol. Alright. Let's see if I can remember this. Alright, what? I already did that. Alright, fine. Oh yeah, that's... How do I get her to do the cables again? Wait, I need to flick one of these switches. This room was so weird when you went through the first time because none of the conversations triggered since you had gone through door 5. Ew. Alright, I forget what we do in this room. Oh yeah, you have to attempt this first, and then you have to go over here for the two-prong cable. Blah 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 blah. Alright, there you go. And then she could do some hacking, and then we're good.
It's What?
Well, there's just this, the only cable, so...
Maybe it's a wireless. Yes, it connects to your... Have you been...
Is that...
Yes, at least where I work. Oh, it's...
Pass with a colon.
Okay.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Wait, what?
Didn't expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't! You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment, and her face fell.
I see.
So what in door 5 triggers this? This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus' fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head-on. The long version?
Without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain.
A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time.
Just a different timeline? Alright.
I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Okay, so there wasn't anything specifically in door 5 that triggers this. Alright. That's a little inelegant, if you ask me. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd.
Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it?
Graphics are probably fucking horrible.
Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right?
Also, you know why she quit since you went through 3 and third and better kit. Yeah. So that much I figured out, but that wasn't on any timeline that could work with this, right? Like, we're past that
So
point.
you enter 1 + 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No, not really.
Oh, come on now.
I like the typing
caveman like you would think
ASMR
it's
that's going on.
You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 + 1?
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations. But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain.
Junpei, have you heard of Sugma?
A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors.
I like her voice acting. It's like what, it sounds like she has 3 voices, which is exactly how, Lupe would, voice people.
That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function.
This is somewhat smart older man.
Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications, we can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort, nor her argument seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like it from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else.
That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think like that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultist religion.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
I believe it's Junpei's increasing discomfort. Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can't speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly.
Guys, we know how to fix Snake's blindness.
I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. What?
He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess. But he'd never heard the word protosigma before.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Ligma. Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind
Oh,
can't
I've heard of this,
distinguish
okay.
between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right?
Yes, and in the mirror at home.
To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces, it's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually, but you or I couldn't unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart.
I have often thought about this.
Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Junpei did his best to act though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Because I'm a very old adult with big old adult problems, like taxes and back pain. Lotus' smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
Good, say
I
less.
don't have to kill time any longer.
As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought down on the enter key. I'm in.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all it was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
The screen changed again.
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more programming. See? Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do.
Well,
I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, alright? I did my part.
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. How did... No, we didn't. If we went through the 3 door, we would have figured this out. Yeah, whatever.
I guess you're right.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Alright. Alright, I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it sounded like something I'm locking. Where'd it come from? Alright, well, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a...
What's up?
Oh, is this another conversation?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
Have you heard about... I only have the Ligma and Sigma joke.
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Huh?
Apparently he says gay things if I point to the bed a bunch of times, but, is that where they got the, like, joke on Twitter where Snake is a gay? And Talus and Jaffe, like, no, they voted on it, and then Taliesin was like, okay. Why is she asking me this, Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he had gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something, that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if... Is Snake, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, when he was a kid, he got in an accident.
Probably the experiment.
A really bad car accident.
Never mind.
He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is... it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Oh.
So now if I go and look at the body knowing that, does that mean something? Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Activate. Do coding. Pull levers. Activate it. Oh, this. Oh. Wait. What did I have to click on? I forget. Is it this? Is it this? How about Science Boy? Oh, after. Okay, fine. Science Boy, no! Science Boy, no! Oh, the humanity. What the hell is Science Boy? Are you talking about the mannequin? Yes. Forget about the mannequin! You need to help Clover now. Fine. Yeah, open the goddamn door. Oh god, that's hilarious. Alright, fine. Alright, start a fire and then leave. I found it. Alright. Now what? Alright. Okay. I am gonna take a little bit of a break to go take care of something. Thank you very much for watching up until this point. If you have not already, please consider leaving a follow. We're trying to grow the community. We'd love very much for you to be a part of it. You get updates on when we are live next. I'm gonna run a quick ad break and take care of some stuff in my house very quick, and then I will be right back. So enjoy the music. Yeah, anyway, we're back. Sorry about that. I just needed to make sure that I was recording again. You saw that? You saw it? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I love how the meta is trying to make everything that already exists, but bad. Like, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and because it's missing like all of the it's missing all of the like. How can I put this? It's missing the something. I can't even put it into words. It's just, well, first of all, they made her hair like literally the exact same shade of green as Hatsune Miku, which is in and of itself pretty bad. But they're trying to make it a really big deal, which in a way makes it like if something people know when something is a big deal or not. Wait, hold on. Just gotta hold on. Just a second. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I feel like people... If you need to try to tell people that, yo, this is a really big deal. She's so big, and you're like, who the fuck is she? Like, like what the hell are you talking about? Oh yeah, this person with like 1.5 million TikTok followers, but who, wait, what, well, not person, like, digital idol shit. And also, somebody found, one of the pictures of her making the exact same pose as KDA art with like purple with like purple lighting around her, which is it's really bad. And you know, she's never gonna be dancing on top of a Domino's pizza box, so Hatsune Miku's got it. It's just really hilarious how meta tries to make everything that already exists, but like bad. it's really, really funny. Like, and the thing is, I don't know why Meta needs to exist at all when VR chat exists. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're never going to have, like, you're never going to have this in VR chat. Also, shout out to Seto Knight for this video. Like, you're never gonna be able to go into Kmart in the metaverse. They're never gonna let that. You're never gonna meet Yoshikage Kira in Kmart. You're never gonna be able to pick up Bud Light from Kmart in the metaverse. Never gonna be able to go to Little Caesars. Oh, apparently this person is a furry. Shout out to Seto Knight, by the way. So, and you're never gonna see this thing. You're never gonna see this thing in the metaverse. You know, and you know, at a certain point, like, okay, so I'm kind of taking the piss out of it a little bit, but like, this is as stupid as that looks. Like, this is character. It's ridiculous, but it's character, which, like, Meta is just completely and utterly lacking. I've heard somebody describe there's a conversation to be had about this. Now let's compare that to, like, let's compare what we just saw there to, like, let's compare it to this shit. Like, what virtual world do you want to join? do you want to go buy Bud Light with Sephiroth in Kmart, which doesn't exist anymore, and that's like the most boring thing you could do, or VR chat, or do you want to do anything with this guy? Like, like, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. It's God. It's just really, really horrible. And I don't really see, they are trying to force the metaverse into existence. And it's just really, really sad how they're, instead of something like, you know, actual chat rooms or VR chat, or, like, you know, things that people, I don't fucking know, enjoy, like, they're trying to force it into existence so you can buy more stuff. And it's just like, that's the only purpose of it, and it's just gonna be really, really bad. Like, nobody wants to do things just to buy stuff. Like, nobody wants to go into the metaverse and just be like, ooh, this is more ads. Have you seen the Walmart metaverse thing that they put out months ago? Yeah, the Walmart metaverse, which makes zero fucking sense. Like, this is how the title of this video is called, this is how, well, the description of this video is, this is how Walmart envisions shopping in the metaverse. And it makes zero goddamn sense. Like,
okay, let's get started.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you're shopping, right? You are, even though you're in the virtual world, you're in the virtual world, and you need like milk and stuff, right? So you go into Metaverse Walmart and you buy several gallons of skim milk for $51. But your oil change is happening. So, like, you're wearing a VR headset and you're buying fake milk, and your oil change, where am I, like, physically while I'm doing this? Like, where am I in the real world where I am buying milk in fake Walmart and I need my oil change to be happening?
Loaded up, and I'm tracking your oil change so I can let you know
Like,
as soon as...
how do these translate to real things? Like, what is my $51 going towards?
It's done. You see the tomato sauce on your left? Go ahead and grab that and then place it in your cart.
But what does that do? Like, how does this get me, like, actual real tomato sauce? I don't understand. Like, at least if I go to VRChat Kmart, I have, like, in the car shop with your Oculus, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, if they're actually going to walk me out, like, okay, so if me grabbing this fake can of tomato sauce, and I put it in my fake cart with my fake milk and everything, how does this... It's the soup store. But how does this get me tomato sauce? So you want me to put on a $400 headset somewhere, I don't really know where, like, am I doing this in my house, but Walmart is also somehow doing my oil change at the same time? So I'm at my house, but my car is at Walmart, so I took my car to Walmart and then came back and put on a headset to go shopping in Walmart when I was already at Walmart. Or is the alternative that I go to Walmart with my car, and instead of walking around the store at Walmart, I put on a headset and go to the soup aisle in Walmart and put a fake can of soup in my fake cart, so then a real person can go get me a real can of soup and put it in a real cart and then bring it to me when I'm already fucking there. This
Looks
makes
like
no goddamn sense!
Take a look to your right.
Like, just go to Walmart!
Your age has already been pre-verified through your profile, so no need to wait for an ID check. Just place the item in your cart whenever you're ready.
But what does that do for me? I don't understand the concept. I'm just so confused. Like, at no point is this convenient. You're making me buy a $400 VR headset and not making it more convenient at all.
It looks like you already have a full gallon of milk at home. Should we put this one back?
But so you put it back, but like I don't have the goddamn milk. This isn't real milk that I'm putting back. It's fake milk. What does this mean? I don't understand. Why am I in void?
Good news.
Why am I in virtual void Walmart?
Your vehicle will be ready at the Tire and Lube Express.
But where is my car? Where am I in relation to my car physically?
Now for the fun
I don't understand. I don't...
You definitely saved the best for last. This TV has great reviews on Walmart.com. Add it to your cart, and I'll have it brought to the front for you.
But where's the...
Need any accessories? Here are some options on Jet.com.
This doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Like, at least in Sword Art Online, we got to play a video game in that dystopian universe, right? Like, sure, people died, but it was maybe fun for like 2 seconds. This is just like you made shopping a video game, but didn't make it fun or convenient.
Looks like that's everything on your list. Are you ready to check out with Walmart Pay? I'll have the TV brought out to your car. Thanks for shopping at Walmart and have a great day.
But where is my car? I don't get it. And the comments are like, are gonna be the same thing. I don't, I just want to see the comments, like... I've always wanted an online shopping experience that's just as creepy, awkward, and time-consuming as an IRL trip to my local grocery store. Like, I just don't understand. Just, I don't get it. Am I missing something? Instacart with extra time. Exactly. That was the next thing I was gonna say. Like, what if okay, maybe I can't get my oil changed, but if I'm already at Walmart, like, how, like, if I'm already at Walmart, I might as well just fucking walk around the store and get my can of soup and my milk. And if I just want to stay at home, then I just use Instacart. Or Walmart's delivery service that they already provide. And I don't have to put on a fucking $400 headset. Like, and the thing that confuses me is that young people have kind of gravitated away from Facebook. I'm still going to call it Facebook. I understand Meta, whatever, blah. Young people have really gravitated away from Facebook. So they're going to try to sell $400 VR headsets to, like, your mom. Do you think your mom's gonna figure out how to run a VR headset? Do you think that your mom is going to have a computer that realistically knows how to use a VR headset? Or the other alternative is like, you're gonna have a VR headset so you can go to work meetings. I don't know if you've ever had a work laptop. I don't care what company you work for. That laptop is shit. And you're gonna put in a fucking, like, $400 VR headset into it so you can sit around a meeting room and everybody looks like this? Like, you're gonna pay $400 and watch this guy in, like, 2 FPS? To talk about budgets and shit? Oh, by the way, like, and that's not even the worst part. It looks really stupid because this thing, these avatars, don't have any goddamn legs. They're just, like, corpses, just like, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. You want like, how can we, damn, how can we make budget meetings more interesting? Oh, let's have them look at this. Let's have them look at this for 45 goddamn minutes while they have an uncomfortable headset on. But you're still gonna make them come into the goddamn office because we can't work from home anymore. Because this guy probably, that's supposed to be Mark Zuckerberg's avatar. He probably makes all of his people work from, not allowed to work from home. I just don't get it. What's the goddamn point? What's the goddamn point? Also, the Hatsune Miku ripoff, which is absolutely a ripoff, like, they're not even, like, being remotely subtle about it. It looks like a Bratz doll, and its proportions are just kind of awkward, and it's just, I don't know. I can't put it into words. It looks awful. Let's play Zero's game. Okay, so I wanted to... Back in the big room. Is back in the big room where we found out about Snake. Because I want to see if that conversation changes at all.
I see. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through, and then, at any...
Anyway, we found
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? Here.
Whoa.
Nice catch.
Jeez. I see.
I'm gonna let you hold on.
Yeah.
Well, here, it's the Saturn. I might lose it. It's probably better if you...
Yeah.
So how many...
There's the and the Saturn. I'll keep
The Jupiter key.
Yeah.
I just want to see what they say about door 3.
Then...
Wait! What a...
Look, there's no...
There is at least...
Yeah, snake.
Very well.
Huh? Damn. So...
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Be
Well,
the rest.
Okay.
Is there any point to me doing this?
All right.
Huh?
Get...
Where we...
Well, that makes...
Oh, I...
Yes.
Any...
All right.
Yeah.
You don't think anything changes? Okay, I wasn't sure if...
Great.
What do you mean?
Alright, so... So it's either the 6 and 2 door. Well, okay, so the 2 door ends in sub-ending. Yeah, the 2 door just goes to sub-ending, so I guess it just has to be this door. But what's this? What's this? Whatever, I'll do 6. I'll do 6 first.
One, two... Just double...
Yes.
We need to hurry it up.
Yeah. All right. The first one's Ace
Yes, I do.
No, next is...
Yeah.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2.
That's choosing door 2.
Wait a minute. There is...
No.
But...
just give... It's not like...
I am...
Barely.
So...
Maybe. Nobody wants to have...
Oh!
Do people ship them out of curiosity?
June!
June...
Yes.
So this was Ace 7. The door I...
Okay. I want to go through.
Door 6.
I want to go...
That's none of...
Clover.
Lotus and I...
That's not...
The digital...
We've got Junpei, but our digital...
Why don't 7 and Lotus go through door 1?
What about...
Isn't that... wasn't one of the teams...
You mean I should...
Yes.
Huh. If we do is this...
7.
Me.
All right, then.
Alright, let's go.
See you later.
Some people ship Lotus and 7, I figured they would.
Wait, Clover!
Oh, I'll be...
Yeah.
Don't get murdered!
This is...
There should be a...
All right.
Oh, is this where the gun is?
Here it is.
Now you're playing like
You
a
guys
real
ready?
Uchikusho gamer, you're on the hunt for information.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
let's-
guess you're right.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication, one by one. Cool.
It's...
Yes! It stopped!
I really love how much grunting is in this voice acting. The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to.
Didn't we say that already?
We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
That's from another route.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
With that, the doom and gloom from before was done and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. The main mechanic of Uchi games, hitting a lock and searching somewhere else for the info. Great. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked.
He took hold of the bar that served as his doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. Oh god. It was gargantuan, made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Santa got out a few words before the awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
It's the engine room.
Huh. Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on a scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
This is not OSHA compliant.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit 1 person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that's made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around towards the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. You see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
The entire room was as silent as the grave.
All right, let's split up.
Why? Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
Did this happen before? He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
You... Oh, you're really warm. Is your fever coming back?
Yes. Yes. It probably is. But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me.
Junpei has very large hands.
I just need to rest. And I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced. It said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay. Here, sit down. Careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she were having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball into a fist, clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
He might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Interesting. Okay, so that time, Junpei's eyes definitely didn't show up. Is there any reason why sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't? Alright. Click on stuff. A tunnel. It goes all the way across the ship. Open. Open. It's a square? It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Ah, look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots, terminals for some sort of connector, perhaps. Meaning you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Perhaps. There's a square hole. You guys ever seen that TikTok? That's one of my favorite TikToks. I fucking love it. There's the square hole. And that's right. It goes in the square hole. And you know what this shape is? And what hole does it go in? That's right. The square hole. I fucking love that TikTok. This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. It looks like there's a door over here, in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. golden gear. It doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well then, I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. Can I click over there? I can. Do you think it's made of pure silver? No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. It's gotta be steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver. Ugh. Should have called it a silver. Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then. Shouldn't have gotten your hopes up. Were you thinking you'd haul this thing back? Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? Alright, we got silver, gold, bronze. There are a number of these little windows alongside of this thing. I think you're supposed to put coal in these, but they're well shut. I don't think we can get these open. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Look, Ace! Some kind of snowman secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. Use them as a counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. What's this? Given its placement, it must undock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation on top of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. Yes, it looks like the exit. Looks like this door slides up into the ceiling. Oh man, Junpei, I can't believe I missed something so important. What's so important? Look at those stairs. Look at them carefully. That gap. That height. That angle. It's perfect. Perfect? Perfect for what? Whatever. Just bring Clover here right now. Tell her she needs to walk up and down these... Oh god, don't be like that. Santa! Bad! Bad Santa. Catwalk on the upper floor. There's a staircase that reaches out from the catwalk to the boiler. God damn it, Santa. What the fuck? The slider is down. Guess Ace feels like giving it a try? Nothing. Won't move at all. There are a number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we're meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it'd respond somehow. Yes, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Alright, well, keep going upstairs. One of the doors on the furnaces. There's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give this sucker a twist. Oh, it opened. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. It's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here. Alright. Let's go. This looks just like the door we went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. Oh god, this room is huge! The catwalk. The catwalk. Check my little tush on the catwalk. There's a whole bunch of boxes in my way. I can't get through. Oh god. Looks like a hand-operated winch. But it doesn't look like there's any way to, operate it. That means the wheel isn't attached. Oh god. Alright, go back over. Let's give this wheel a spin. I don't feel any resistance. Ah, shit. Good job, genius, you broke it. I didn't break it! It broke all by itself! Well, at least I can put this over there. Oh yeah. Got the wheel pulled off from the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. It does! What happened? Wheel only turns to the left. Only turns to the left? Means we can't wheel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. We'll simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I'll be counting on you, Junpei. Alright. Can I take the wheel back?
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
He stuck his head over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. Yet almost could see the heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he said what they had all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
Conveniently as soon as this room ends, probably. He tried desperately to convince himself that what he had said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Sam's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass shit, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual.
I feel called out.
How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in
A
disgust.
guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
So, does 4 and then... the 4, 7, and this room trigger a different conversation? They stood there for a few minutes, no one speaking until Santa turned and walked from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him.
You know, speaking of experiments...
Santa suddenly stopped.
There was this experiment some scientists did with rats. First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it.
So I'm gonna have to
Tank
do
has
that
two
eventually,
exits.
great.
Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything.
Great conversation to have about this. Great time to have, like...
But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
There was a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and then Ace responded.
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Oh, I won't have to? Okay.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory.
Ah, but wait! Hold on just one fucking second, Ace. But did you know that there was something that happened in ancient Macedonia that was just like this?
You're right. It isn't very interesting. Yet. See, these scientists repeated this experiment.
Oh, don't tell
over
me.
and
All the
over.
rats eventually started going to A. Even new rats started going to A. Because it's as if they learned from the other rats telepathically.
Using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually,
I get
the
it,
rat was
Zero
put in the
Escape.
tank who
Telepathy.
instantly chose
I
exit
get
A
it.
without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These rats weren't related
Again,
to the others,
is this
and had
real?
never even come in contact.
I know it's probably a
Yet.
meme at this point for me to say this, but is this a real thing that, like, actually happened?
They all easily found their way to Exit A as though they already knew.
Because if the creators are making up the same bullshit story with different context and none of it is true, I'm a lot less impressed. I'm sorry.
What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They were
Telepathy.
passing information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Take a shot! It's all kinda real? Yeah, but like, kinda real or really real? Ace looks skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it.
Ah, yes, I don't have an explanation, therefore supernatural.
Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Jim, however, wasn't ready to leave the topic alone.
Hey, wait. There's something I want to ask you.
What?
Santa stopped and turned around.
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Santa gave him a grim bark of a laugh.
You know, the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge.
Oh, now you're teaching me, language. Awesome.
You ever think about that?
Huh?
Dude, I'm gonna kick ass
an
at Jeopardy in
emergency
20
is something
years.
urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else. So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
This one's kind of weird because it's a combination of a bunch of animal behavior experiments.
So in an emergency,
did it
your
actually
real
happen?
potential emerges. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Oh.
Jinpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching and his stomach felt strange. Oh, ooh. Is that me from another, is the joke that that's me from another, like, timeline? Being like, I'm figuring something out, And is that why June is fucked up right now? A wooden box. Let's see what's inside. What's in the box? Control panel for something. Ah. Cool. Have you ever seen drowning rat experiments? No, that was not, like, the type of science that I ever looked into. Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing. Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving. The conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. Still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off at the end of the conveyor belt into that wooden box where we found the control panel. Coal, huh? Box filled with coal. All right, let me just put this in my pocket. One of my favorite images on BioRender is rat force wind test. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna look that up. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. Oh no! No! No, swim, little guy! No! Oh no. I love. Have you seen the science diagrams that look like shit posts? This is, if you aren't following this page on Twitter, it's great. It's really good. It's really, really good. I can't show that. This page is great. Oh god, it's great. I love this page. Oh god. Alright, it's locking me out because I'm not signed into Twitter. Alright, so what do I do with this coal? What do I do with this coal? Where do I have to go? Oh, this is still on the fucking... Oh, God. That's awkward. Oh, is this where coal goes? Oh, God! Ah! Explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. The furnace is enormous, so we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well, the three of us will work together, then we should manage to fill it much faster. I'd want to help too. Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're about one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you better rest some more, alright? But no arguing. Need your rest. So just stay there. We'll handle this. Okay, I understand. Let's get this coal into those furnaces. Oh god, that's an awful fucking noise. Man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. Makes you think I have matches. I see. Then how are we gonna light it? Perhaps there's a device nearby that'll allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Some sort of ignition device. I know what that is! I think it might be. Probably is. I think this might be how we ignite the furnace. That means if we move that thing down... Alright, let's do it! Bonsai! Hey, Junpei, Ace, look at this! There's big gears turning out into the boiler here. Oh. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, this wasn't actually that bad, all things considered. I thought this room was gonna be a lot worse because it was huge, but there was just a lot of pointless crap. Maybe we put those 3 discs we found into this thing. That was the only way to find out. Let's stick them in. And then we gotta move them around for a puzzle. Ah! Instructions for operations. When the disc is pressed, it will rotate a certain amount. When the white arrow is pressed, the discs are switched. Please note that when the discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Alright, give me a second on this one. Time for a fuck ton of trial and error. Alright, I just need to see the... Let me just see the lines. Okay. Got it! Nope, I got it. I just need... So, I'm the kind of person that if you give a puzzle to, instead of, like, thinking, like, ooh, this one looks kind of like this one, and I'll put it in a pile over here, I just start, like, mashing pieces together as quickly as possible and hope that it works eventually, because that's just... I don't... I kind of shut the brain off when it comes to puzzles like that. You found it!
Yes! The door's open!
Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all 3 of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seems irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
Ace sighed with the air of a long-suffering parent.
Alright, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
And then when I came back up, both were murdered. Before long, he was back on the first floor next to the conveyor belt, and June.
Oh, Jumpy!
Oh, how convenient.
Are you okay?
She's amazing. She's back to normal. He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good.
With the coal dust.
You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him.
Are you sure you're alright?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean, warrior.
June giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead.
Alright, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right, I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great! Let's go!
June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. They headed back to the exit, but on their way they found...
Oh, it's...
Santa?
Santa was sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand, staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
It's a photo. It's my sister.
Oh, is his sister the one who died?
Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at her.
Oh, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
June's dumb. Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was her Santa Claus.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
We didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And that meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year. On Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow.
Oh, so there's actually, like, relevance to him being named Santa.
And the next morning, she'd come running into my room with this big smile. Look, look, Santa left me a present. He got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad he got my letter. She was always so excited. I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in Northern Europe that doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter and stamp it and send it out. And then a few days later, it'd show up back in our mailbox marked address unknown. I'd open the letters before she figured out they'd been sent back. Once I had the letter, I'd go around to a couple stores with some money I'd saved up over the year and buy her the stuff she'd asked for. It took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year.
Huh.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. Hold on, I need to get the screenshot for the thumbnail. Okay. Jin looked down, uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound or didn't care. Santa kept talking.
But one year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Instead, it said, I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time. That was it. Nothing else. But I couldn't make that wish come true. Some Santa I am.
Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei had decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions. But...
What happened?
Thanks, June. June glanced up at Santa quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort.
She died. She was killed.
Yeah,
9 years ago.
Yep, she was the kid that died in the experiment.
Oh.
There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was pale.
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time.
Huh?
Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving, come on!
Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Where are we at? Okay, so We almost have this done. We almost have this done. There's 3 more endings. Oh my god. Okay. One more stream of this, and we should be done. One more stream of this, and we should be done. I did not think that this game would take so goddamn long. Is anybody live on Twitch right now? Am I live on Twitch? We're gonna end the stream there. Still doing Stray this Saturday, still doing Pokemon this Friday. So why don't you guys show up for that? Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. Yeah, twitch.tv/subseed77. I got nothing else to say. Does anybody have anything they want to say in chat? I think I'm just gonna go to sleep because I was really sleepy today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!